Hey guys, Lamar here from Print Ninja 3D. Today I'm going to show you guys how to change the wiper blade on the 2-in-1 lamination UV DTF machine. This wiper blade's fairly easy to change. Talking about this one right here. I change it roughly every 3 to 4 months. So this will actually be the second time I changed it. I'm also going to give you guys some more maintenance tips, just in a continuation of the previous video I did about the printhead maintenance. I'm giving you guys a better look at down here and how we handle that. You guys ready? Let's get into it. The good old-fashioned wiper blade. I've been in some chats. I've been getting messages and dealing with the company in this wiper blade, and I'm seeing that people are having issues on understanding how high the position of this blade needs to be. What I can say is this: the bottom of your print head carries ink droplets, and the purpose of this blade is to catch the ink droplets. It is not to wipe against the print head. So you want to put this blade in the position to where it's maybe 1 millimeter away from the print head, so that way when the carriage goes over top, it collects the drops and wipes that away, and then you can safely print and do what you need to do with your printer. But if that wiper blade touches the print head and rubs against it, it can start scratching the bottom of your print head. This is where you're going to have problems with damage to the print head. So the whole key to installing and changing this wiper blade is to not touch the print head. Be ever so slightly close as possible to the print head, 1 millimeter, but not touching. So that's what we're going to do today. First, we want to get down inside here. So before we swap this out, we'll get down inside here, because all the ink gets on there and gets all built up in here, and it'll wind up being, I don't know if you can see, but it goes down underneath and collects. So we're going to clean all that out. So first things first, there's a couple screws on this end of the print head. I'll let you guys see them. These screws, you want to get these screws out. And then you can lift, you see, you can lift this out, and there's that nasty wiper blade. And then we can take this off. You see all that nasty ink. So what I do is I put a little bit of alcohol on this, 97%. I use 99% alcohol, electronics grade, and then I stick this down in here, gently get her down. And if she don't want to go down, I take my long, very long screwdriver and I get her down in here and just get her, start swirling around, back and forth, get this kind of moved around in here. And then if you see here by your ink pads, you have a couple little holes. go here and here and grab and kind of push. Do that a couple times. Just gentle so you don't mess anything up. And then pull this back. So she's down here. There's a couple more holes here. Slide this up. And then once I get her this paper towel in here, this shop towel in here, and just pull it through. It's kind of primitive, but keeps you from having to take this thing all the way apart. And I just run her around in here until she's all clean. Now, how much you want to get this clean, this depends on you. I do a pretty good job of getting her clean. And then I'll show you. We'll pull this out. Look at that. Ah, that's all the ink buildup from the wiper blade down there. And you can see now, it looks a lot better. So while we're in here, we'll clean up the ink. As you see, print heads are dry, no wet capping. Get the ink off the ink pads. We did this in the last video, but I'll touch that up and then get this clean as much as possible. And then we are almost ready to change our wiper blade, and I still didn't get gloves. Guys, just don't be me. Wear gloves. So same thing. Here's the other piece, the blade holder. Just get that all cleaned off. As much as you can. This ink is, as you see, it's not hard at all. It's just runny, which beats normal DTF because you know that stuff gets thick. And you get better usage out of your print head. Again, I'm not really a stickler for getting every drop of ink off. So you clean this to your own satisfaction, but that looks pretty clean to me. And then we're ready to go. So I'm gonna give you guys a flyby down in there, nice and clean. It could be cleaner, but it's not dirty. And you just want to wipe up in here, clean up around there, and down in there if you can. I mean, you can let that stuff get high, but you're going to eventually have to suck it out or get something. So I try to every couple weeks I go down there with that shop towel. But that's what that looks like. And we are ready to change our wiper blade. Now, here we go with the new wiper blade holder, and we're gonna put it in, and this is very easy. I use 2 screwdrivers, one to kind of push it back and the other one to screw in, or probably a flathead will work better. So you use one flathead, one Phillips, and I'll show you how I do that. You want to get this in here. You see it's a little big, so you want to cut this down a little bit. get it cut the size. Snip it. Get that cut the size. So you have that cut the size now, and you just pop it right in. Pop it right in. Grab the screwdrivers, and you want to make sure this is in with the screws down in there, and then pull this up a little bit. Now here's the trick on your height, on how high you want this touching. But initially just get it inside and get it set, and then you can tinker around with the height. What I try to do here, I had my printer off so you can move this carriage. And I move my carriage in. And you see I move the carriage in to as close to this as possible. And then you can see where this is touching. I'll show you. You can see here where this wiper blade is touching. So there's space here. So you want to kind of knock it down a little bit. You want that to be able to slide right over top. And then you can see from over here, I don't know if you can see it, but it's just very, very ever so slightly touching the print head. It actually could come down probably a little bit more, just a tiny bit. Right in here where this plate touches the back, you can stick this screwdriver. There you go. You can slide this back. You can get this screwdriver in that little crease. See how it locks it in? Get that in that little crease. Push this thing against it. Now you're locked in. And you can screw it in and it just watch it tighten up. Give it a little back pressure. Screw it in and you watch it tighten up. Now we're not moving, we're locked in. Now the next thing we need to do is to see if it actually collects ink. So we put her back in the lock position. We get her turned on and fired up and see how we do. For the head cleaning. To confirm that our wiper's working, and as you see, we're getting ink on there, so we're touching just the droplets. You don't want to scrape that against your print head because it will mess it up and scratch the bottom. There you go. See some varnish here. Your CMYK there. Got your ink running through. Now, just to go back over and retrace the steps of the last video, I make sure I do not ever wet cap with UV DTF, and I change this every 3 to 4 months. It's pushing up on 6 months, 4.5, 5 months. So this is the second time I changed it, and I'll be good for the next 3 months. Remember, 1 millimeter away. You don't want it really touching. You bring that in slow. You can see it's not, it's just going over it. It's not touching it at all, because you don't want that print head messed up and scratched. You just want the droplets from the ink to drop on it. And that's it, guys. Hope this helps. Like and subscribe to the video. If you have any questions, feel free to send us an email at printninja3d@gmail.com, or post a comment, and I'll try my best to help. Bye, guys.